Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're creating this pastel-y purple eye look with beautiful glowing fresh skin. So let's get right into things. Going straight in with a Tonic Comfort Toner from Lancome. I love popping this onto my skin just before I apply moisturizer. It just leaves my skin feeling so invigorated, fresh, and really plump, ready for the next stage. Next up, moisturizer. We're going in with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I love this moisturizer so much just because it absorbs into the skin really quickly, so that if you're in a hurry, it just acts really fast so that you can move on to the next stage. And it just leaves my skin feeling really fresh and invigorated, ready for the next step. Going in now with foundation, we're using the Lancome Teint Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. I hope I did not butcher that. We're going in and applying it directly onto the skin. Guys, let me tell you, I had completely forgotten how much I love stick foundations. This foundation is stunning. It glides on like butter. And as you can see, look how quickly it is just blending away. It is so easy to apply, so easy to blend out. I'm using my beauty sponge here, as you can see. And I just love the finish of this foundation. This product was gifted to me from Lancome. I'm part of the 2021 MUA program. And regardless of the fact that it's gifted, I really have enjoyed using this foundation over the last couple of months. It is so creamy and buttery. It just blends into my skin, and just my skin looks like skin once I'm done, and just wears beautifully throughout the day. Next up, going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer in the shade number 5. Just applying that into the inner corners of my eyes, and then just spot concealing really, just because it's a pretty similar color to my actual skin. Just touching up on any areas where I have a few blemishes. Then going in with my PC23 brush, which is a beautiful fluffy brush, and just blending it all into place. I really like to use the least amount of product possible underneath the eyes, just to prevent any sort of caking and settling into fine lines. And then just tapping away on the spot just to make sure that the concealer blends in exactly where it should. The next step I love to do is going back in with my beauty sponge and just blending over the top where we just blended the concealer. And I love to do this just to make sure that everything looks seamless between the foundation and the concealer. Now going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer in the shade Golden Tan, using my Peaches PC21 brush. I'm just applying that along my cheekbones and then around the perimeters of my face, just to create warmth and dimension to my face. I absolutely love this bronzer to death. I think I talk about it all the time. Just applying it, and I'll just show you here, I've accidentally applied too much. That's absolutely fine. Just go in with your beauty sponge or your foundation brush and tap over until it sort of dissolves. And running it down the sides of my nose as well, just to create a little bit of color in that area too. Going in with Fenty Beauty's cream blush in the shade Petal Poppin'. I have 2 PC21 brushes, and I'm using my second one to apply the blush. I'm just putting it pretty much above where I've put the bronzer and heading back towards my cheekbones and into my temples as well. And a little bit over the nose as well for good measure. Now going in with Laura Mercier Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder in the shade number 3. Just using my Real Techniques brush to go underneath my eyes to set where we applied the concealer. And then going in with a larger powder brush. This is PC24 from Peaches and Cream. And just setting the rest of my face. I really love this powder so much just because it is sheer. And it does provide a beautiful glow to the skin as well. Now using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette Volume 2. This is my most favorite recent powder bronzer that I've purchased. It's so glowy and beautiful on the skin. And I'm basically using my same bronzer brush from before, PC21, and running over the exact areas where we applied the cream bronzer before. So the perimeters of my face, my cheekbones, my nose, and then this time underneath my jaw, just to carve out the jaw there. Now using the Orgasm on the Beach palette from NARS, my favorite powder blush palette of all time. Just going right over the top of where we applied the cream blush before, just to set that in place and add an extra little bit of glow. Now using Makeup by Mario's Soft Glow Highlighter in the shade Pearl, just popping this onto the high points of my face just to create extra glow and dewiness to my skin. Now using the eyebrow designer kit from the Brow Technicians, I'm just using my Peaches PC09 brush and I'm just fluffing up my eyebrows and then using the powder inside that palette just to fill in any gaps. I really love the effect of using this powder palette on my brows. I normally go in with a pencil, but I feel like this gives a more soft effect to my brows. And I think it's the thing that I really needed. I really wanted to go for more lighter brow with my looks. And I just feel like this does it for me. I just go through basically, fill in the gaps, and then I keep brushing them up in between. And this just helps to disperse the product. And it just gives that overall really natural effect to the brows. Now, is this really a look if I'm not using the P. Louise eye base? This is the shade Rimmer 02. I feel like I cannot get a look done without this eye base. It just creates the most perfect canvas and it just really helps any sort of eyeshadow just come up a whole lot more pigmented onto my eyelids and just covers all that pigmentation that I have there. And yeah, it just creates the most perfect base ready to go. I don't set it with powder, we just go straight in with eyeshadow. Another product we're going in with from P. Louise, this is their Basic Brights and it's in the shade Vivid Violet. It is so beautiful. I love this lilac shade. I'm all about the lilac lately for some reason. It just, I don't know, that color just speaks to me. I'm basically using my Peaches brush in the shade PC22. It's just a small little blending brush and we apply the Vivid Violet all over the mobile lid space, as you can see. And what that does is it just creates a beautiful base pretty much, so that when you put eyeshadow over the top, it sets it in place and it just creates extra depth and pigmentation to your whole look. Going in with the Lilac You A Lot palette from Colourpop, this is the shade Zoned Out. We're using that exact same PC22 brush and we're basically tapping along over the top of where we apply that Vivid Violet from P. Louise. And what that's doing now is just setting that Vivid Violet into place so that it does not budge. And it's just setting it down, it won't crease. And then I'm just pretty much hazing out the edges and just blending that out. Now using the shade Imagine That and the Peaches brush PC10, I'm just further hazing out the edges of that first shade Zoned Out. And what that's doing now is just blowing out that purple into a more neutral shade. So Imagine That is more of a really neutral sort of grayish purplish color and it just comes up so beautifully into the crease there. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. I just can't say enough about Colourpop eyeshadows. I think that they're really, really affordable and they do such a beautiful job. You don't have to fork out lots and lots of money for a good eyeshadow. I really think if you're wanting to start out, I think Colourpop is the way to go. All of the eyeshadow palettes that I have are just incredible. Now going back in with the shade Zoned Out, that original purple shade, and I just want to pack it on and then blend it out again with Imagine That, just so we can re-intensify both shades. So yeah, packing it on and blending it out. Going in with the Lancome Lash Idol Mascara. I can't say enough about this mascara. I have been using it to death over the last couple of months. Just coating all my lashes from top to bottom. I love it because it does coat my lashes beautifully. They don't clump up whatsoever. It adds good volume and good length as well. And it doesn't crumble off my eyelashes. So I'm normally a Maybelline gal when it comes to mascara. However, this mascara here actually does work beautifully and lasts all day long. I can even sleep in it. I know you shouldn't, but I do sometimes, okay? And when I wake up the next morning, it's absolutely perfect. Now just using Imagine That, that second shade that we used up top, we're just doing the same thing along the bottom just to help balance it all out. Using Love Bite from Morphe, I'm just lining the edges of my lips. I highly recommend Morphe lip pencils. They are super duper affordable. I think they're $4 or $5 per pencil and they just glide on so creamy and so smoothly. They are my absolute favorite and it's pretty much the only thing I carry in my kit. And just to add a little bit of gloss to the whole look, I'm using the Suede shade from Peaches and Cream. Love this gloss so much, just applying that all over. And that's the whole look, guys. I really, really hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye!